It's never too late to change your life. That's been my message for a really long time now. And today we're going to talk about it just a little bit more. Hello everyone, SemiRetiredBob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. Today we're going to talk about how it is never too late to change your life. First off, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here as well. Help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. Hit that thumbs up. Drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." Consider subscribing if you haven't done that already. And while you're subscribing, go ahead and hit that little bell notification so you'll get notified every time a video comes out or I go live. Starting off in this cold weather going up this hill makes it a little tougher. I've talked about that in a couple of recent videos, but I feel like getting out here and walking in the cold, even though I know it looks beautiful. Look at that bright sunlight. But it is only 30 degrees out, which is not super cold for January, but it is cold compared to where I was. You know, the last couple of winters I spent in North Carolina. But now I'm here in Omaha this year. So what do I mean when I say it's never too late to change your life? Well, I'm 60 years old. I'm doing things now that I couldn't do when I was 40. You know, I spent the year cutting my own grass, doing all my own yard work. I actually have some videos of me in the backyard cutting up all those big weeds that were in my fence line. I go to the Y 4 times a week. 2 days I work out on the cable machine to try and get strength back in my shoulders. That's going very well, by the way. And 2 days a week I walk for about a half hour in chest deep water. I need to keep sharing the message. The whole point of this channel is to hopefully find someone that's on the same path I was on and change their life so that they don't have to go through the 60 years of pain and misery that I did. Perhaps they can find their solutions sooner. You know, and I see a lot of people, not in my comments, but just out there reading stuff on the interwebs. I see a lot of people out there talking about, "Oh, well, I'm 70 years old now. What's the point in trying to change anything now?" As Dr. Berry would say, as long as you can fog a mirror, you can make a change today that will affect how you feel tomorrow. And I'm a big believer in that. As I said, you know, I've been working out with the cable machine and doing push-ups and all that stuff. Part of that, the reason my chest and shoulders were so weak, is after my heart surgery, which has been almost 6 years ago now. Actually, it's January. My surgery was on, I want to say January the 3rd or 4th, 6 years ago. But ever since that, my sternum never fully healed. So I couldn't, you know, I spent a very long time not being able to lift more than about 5 pounds. I mean, if a grocery bag ended up getting too heavy, I had to break it in half and carry part of that in. It was not a great situation. But because I spent 4 years and change after my heart surgery, not being able to lift very much, the muscles in my chest and shoulders and upper arms got very weak. And now I'm 60, coming up on 61 pretty quick here. But now that I'm 60, I get to the point where I can do a bunch of push-ups. I started off with just the weight of the cable on the cable machine, and now I'm up to about 30 pounds. Some exercises 25 pounds, some exercises 30 pounds, but I'm definitely moving the pin down the weight rack. Because when I started all these exercises, it was all just with that base plate that sits on top that holds all the others in. So I'm here as living proof that it is never too late to change your life. And again, help me spread the word. Oh, and a quick note for those of you that have been considering Cerule products, link in the description. For the month of January, if you're a new IBO, a new preferred customer, or even just a new retail customer, if you enter the code SAVE25 at checkout, you'll save 25%. So if you've been considering trying the Cerule products, but the cost seems just a little bit high to you, now might be the time to try them. I can't say, I can't definitely say that the Cerule products helped me with this or helped me with that, because that is a statement that the FDA will not allow me to make. I can, however, tell you that combination of Carnivore Diet while taking the Cerule products, many of you saw back last January, I fell on trail and screwed up my shoulder pretty good. And it was slowly getting better. But since starting the Cerule on top of the Carnivore Diet, my shoulder is completely healed. Like I said, I can't say for sure that it's the Cerule products because I'm not allowed to make that statement. But I feel like my shoulder, it could have just been the continuation of carnivore healing it. I can't say. The other thing that's happened to me from taking the Cerule products is my feet, because I had a lot of diabetic neuropathy. My toes always felt swollen. You know how when you kind of like make a fist with your toes? Well, when I would do that, it would feel like my toes were swollen and they were stiff, even though looking at my feet, they didn't look swollen or stiff. They did that for the entire first 9 months of the Carnivore Diet. Let me think here. It was May. It was 10 or 11 months. Because I started the Carnivore Diet in May and then started taking the Cerule products at the suggestion of Professor K in February of last year. And I can now tell you that my feet feel fine. I'll leave it up to you to decide if it was the Cerule products or just a continuation of healing from the Carnivore Diet. I don't know. I'm not asking you to buy anything. Just drop down in the comments, click the link, and read the science. And then decide if perhaps it might be something you want to try. If you need more in-depth information, go to Professor K's channel and click on his stems. I forget exactly what it's called, but he's got a playlist for stem cells. And he's got a lot of really good videos there that explain it much, much better than I can. But this is where we stopped yesterday. So I am going to go a little further. I stopped in the yard back there by the sign. So I think I'm going to go up to the actual health, and it's called Azria Health, Montclair. I've always just known it as the Montclair nursing home. In fact, the neighborhood I'm in, on this end of the neighborhood is called Montclair. On that end of the neighborhood, it's called Trendwood. I've heard it differently on both spots. Okay, so I'm at this guy's driveway across from, let me turn the camera. I think I accidentally shut it down. There we go. Okay, now you can see I am over there is where we stopped last time. Now and there's Center Street down there. It may be a day or two before we actually get all the way down to Center Street, but now I'm heading back. Gosh, I hope I didn't forget to hit the record button all that time. But anyway, we're going to head back to the house here. I will have more thoughts about how it's never too late to change your life when we get back to the house. But for now, let's go ahead and cue the music. Okay, cut the music. Thank you. As you saw in yesterday's video, and again in today's, what I've been doing, besides going further up by the nursing home, I'm adding a little extra rather than coming down the hill and going straight into the driveway. I'm adding little extra pieces of walk just right around the house here, so that if I end up going just a little bit too far for myself, I'm closer to home. You know, if I get all the way around to going down on the center street and get into problems, I'm probably going to have to call one of you guys to come get me. So as I add distance, I want to do the majority of that adding here near the house at the end of the walk. And someone asked me in the comments, what's with the bright orange jacket? Well, as I said, I've had this for several years. In fact, 6.5 years now, because I bought this as when I came in off the over-the-road trucking job. I got my dream job of being a yard person for the big trucking company I worked for. And being in the yard, you were required to have some kind of high visibility on, whether it be a vest or a hat or whatever. And I thought, well, you know, I'm going to be outside all winter. I'm going to need this coat. I'm going to need a new coat anyway. So I bought a high visibility coat. And this coat was not super expensive, but it wasn't cheap either. And everybody that watches my channel knows I'm a cheapskate. I'm not going to get rid of this coat until it completely disintegrates on me and doesn't keep me warm anymore. So that's what's up with the high visibility coat. But yeah, for getting the message out, folks, you can share my videos with anybody you want. Send them in emails, share it on your social media, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Share these out with anybody you think might need this information. But again, just help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. And that's the primary mission of my channel, to let people know that it's never too late. As Dr. Barry says, I've said this once before, but I'm going to repeat it now. As long as you can fog a mirror, you can make a change today that will make tomorrow better. I hope some of what I said today made sense. That's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in tomorrow's live stream.